Welcome to MarcusG.tv. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. I'm a chef on a mission. Today's mission is liver. Liver. 10 signals your liver needs to detox. And this is from NourishHolisticNutrition.com. Let's see, quote unquote, 10 signals your liver needs to detox. Did you know that besides your heart, your liver is probably the hardest working organ in your body? Your liver has a dual role. It is both the main organ for detoxifying, which your body is naturally doing all the time, as well as a digestive organ. These days, many people have burdened livers and are speaking, and have overburdened livers that are speaking to them and crying out for help. 10 signs that your liver needs help. Number 1, abdominal bloating. That's interesting. Abdominal bloating. A lot of people just eat food that just makes them get bloated anyway, but abdominal bloating, a lot of people experience abdominal bloating, and they do it after they eat foods that aren't good for them, that have chemicals in them, preservatives in them, or just can't digest them. Number 2, pain or discomfort over the liver, right upper abdominal area under the rib cage. People say, oh, my liver hurts. Number 3, excessive abdominal fat, pot belly, or roll around the upper abdomen. Number 4, trouble digesting fatty foods. Number 5, if you had your gallbladder removed, because your gallbladder actually digests fat, breaks fat down. Number 6, acid reflux or heartburn. How many people have that and just keep taking Tums or Rolaids or some kinds of antacid just to mask that symptom up? Everything that happens in your body is for a specific reason. Those are all, those are the check engine lights. When something happens, it's a check engine light in your body. And instead of, you would never just, patch it up in your car, unplug the light. That's what we do in our bodies. Just most of us unplug the light. Number 7, dark spots on the skin, commonly referred to as liver spots. Number 8, overheating of the body and excessive perspiration. Number 9, acne or itchy, blotchy skin. And number 10, unexplained weight gain and the inability to lose it even with calorie restriction. All very interesting. A lot of people associate, I don't drink alcohol, so I have no problem with my liver, is what they say. And I got to tell you, you can get a fatty liver or clogged liver from far more than alcohol. It's compiled from a lot of different things. So let's keep diving into this article. Other signs to watch for include high blood pressure, fatigue, high cholesterol and triglycerides, mood swings and depression, sleep apnea, or snoring, and fatty yellowish lumps around the eyes. These are all signs you need to take action, detoxify, and alter your diet and lifestyle to heal your liver. The good news is your liver is very healable. Every cell in your body is very healable, or every organ in your body is healable. You just have to watch what you're eating and rejuvenate and take the proper supplements, and your cells just grow back in a normal fashion with the proper care. So these are all signs that your liver is blocked, clogged, or up with unhealthy fat, or clogged up with unhealthy fat. In an extreme case, it's called fatty liver. When this happens, the cells that act as a filter become too swollen and fat, and the liver cannot screen out or filter the many substances being passed through it. Remember, the liver functions to clean out used blood and return it to the heart. If this situation is not reversed, you can end up with recycling toxins entering your heart via uncleaned blood. So your liver is your filter. This can damage your heart and immune system and lead to rapid aging. All of your hormones and any medications you take are filtering through your liver as well. How do you get a clogged or fatty liver? People who do not consume alcohol can have a non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And in fact, NAFD, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, is directly correlated to people who consume high carbohydrate diet, who eat an abundance of processed foods or foods high in sugar. No wonder this is on the rise in America, where people eat diets composed of mostly simple carbohydrates and sugar-laden foods. Some estimates indicate rates of NAFD as high as 33%. These are your sodas we're talking about, your potato chips, your cakes, your cookies, white bread, white flour, white pasta, all these things that are just processed beyond belief. I want to differentiate the difference between a carbohydrate and a simple carbohydrate, or a carbohydrate and a starch. A lot of successful doctors recommend a high carbohydrate diet, but they're recommending a whole carbohydrate diet or a starch complex or a starch diet. Like Dr. McDougall, he calls his the starch solutions, where it's potatoes, yams, beans, grains, things like that, as opposed to Twinkies, soda, potato chips, slices of pizza. Those are two totally different types of carbohydrates, two totally different types of starches. So if you want to read about, if you like your starches, you want to still eat a high starch diet, definitely read Dr. McDougall. It's a great book. Caldwell Esselstyn is on the same track with it. A lot of doctors are on the same track with a higher starch diet. An 80-10-10 book, which is a fantastic book, is all about, consuming high quality carbohydrates in the form of fruit, not in the form of refined foods and juices and things like that, and sodas. So people confuse the word carbohydrate a lot. They misclassify the word carbohydrate. It's because it's one whole generic term for something that doesn't contain fat. So it's a generic term. And a lot of people think they're eating a high carbohydrate diet when in fact they're not eating a high carbohydrate diet there, because they'll eat a food that they think is a carb, like pizza. Oh, that's a carbohydrate. Well, in fact, all the cheese on it takes over the realm of the carbs, and now all of a sudden you have a high fat food. Anything above 20% fat in a food is actually not considered a carbohydrate anymore. So a lot of people think, well, I'm going to give up carbs, things like pizza, and in fact you're giving up fat. So that's a little confusion. That's a whole nother topic and a whole nother video. I probably do have a video on that somewhere on my YouTube channel. What else contributes to a toxic clogged liver? These days, we are exposed to daily high levels of toxins, chemicals, pesticides, water contaminants, food preservatives, heavy metals, and electromagnetic radiation, like our cell phone. My cell phone's not even around. I don't even know where it's at, but that right there, a computer that you're sitting by can do that. Microwaves, electrical outlets, things like that. Electromagnetic radiation is all over the place, or pollution. And it also all comes through our food, water, air, body, and home products. These toxins lodge in the bowel, liver, kidney, lymphatic system, and especially fat tissue. The toxic buildup prevents normal uptake and utilization of nutrients, carbohydrates, and proteins. It reduces the body's oxygen uptake and creates an acidic, septic, low energy state prone to disease. When our livers are so busy working to filter out all these toxins, the liver has very little energy left to filter blood, drugs, hormones, let alone do a job as a digestive organ, and thus many find losing weight more difficult. 4 steps to detoxifying your liver. Number 1, the first step is to reduce our toxic load to reduce your exposure to airborne toxins, smoke, gasoline, paint, glue, cleaners, nail polish, and perfumes. These are all things we really don't think of for our liver, but yes, all that affects it. Reduce exposure from toxins in food and drink, alcohol, preservatives, dyes, pesticides, fertilizers, heavy metals, and large fish, like tuna, sushi tuna, contaminated water. Invest in a good filtration system, chlorinated and brominated products found in almost all commercially produced breads, people. You need to, if you're eating flour, make sure it's organic, unbrominated. They brominate a lot of things. I have a video on here, the 10 deadliest or 10 foods that are banned in other countries that aren't in the US. They have a whole video on brominated foods on my channel. Go to that playlist. It's, let me see, what is that playlist? 10 US foods that are banned in other countries is what it's called. And there's a whole video, I think maybe video 8, on brominated products there. That most of our bread is brominated. So super important, get rid of that. Switch to non-toxic plant-based cleaning and personal care products and eliminate petroleum-based preservatives in skin and hair products. Number 2, the second step is to change your eating habits by removing foods that are especially harmful to your liver. Eliminate processed foods, simple carbohydrates, and sugar. Now they're saying simple carbohydrates here. If you read 80-10-10, he calls fruit simple carbohydrates. Those are two totally different things. Simple carbohydrate here is something like white pasta, white bread, things of that nature, cakes, cookies, sugar, obviously sugar, right? Soda is a very simple carbohydrate. Focus on eating more organic produce, eat less cooked foods, and don't overcook your food. Don't use a microwave. This destroys all the healthful properties of the food. I've been saying that for years. Eliminate toxic, poor quality fats like canola, soybean, corn, oils. Don't eat animal products from animals fed genetically modified feeds such as corn, wheat, and soy. That means watch your oil intake. A lot of doctors say no oil at all. If you are going to do oil, coconut oil is probably the one that's recommended the most. And if you're eating meat that's being fed grains, switch to a grass-fed, grass-finished, organic. Buy it local, buy it from a farmer's market. Check it out in a health food store. Limit or eliminate alcohol immediately if you've been experiencing more than 3 days of symptoms listed in the post above. Get checked out for, so that's my problem, is alcohol. I love wine, I love beer, and owning a restaurant that has 250 craft beers and 250 wines. Salesmen hit me up all day long, every week, and I love to taste, and I love to try new things, especially now in the fall, with all these new limited releases of beers that come out. It's like, oh, that tastes so good, that tastes so good. And it's easy. It's super easy to go from a taste of something to a glass, to 2 glasses, to all of a sudden 3 glasses, and passing out. So there's a fine line along there, and I really have to reel myself in a lot of times. Say, okay, that's it. I'm just going to have a half a glass of that, and that's it. And most of the time it works out like that, but sometimes it doesn't. It's just so easy once you're around friends, especially. So eliminate that kind of atmosphere, and then it becomes a bit easier to eliminate the alcohol. And if you read 80-10-10, if you eat more high quality carbohydrates, it takes your urge for alcohol away. So instead of having a beer, if you eat a banana, you're going to satisfy that alcohol, that sugar craving in a much healthier way. Let's see, where are we at here? Get checked out for food intolerances, yeast overgrowth, and consider heavy metal testing. Number 3, the third step is to add more supportive foods to help repair the damage to your liver and other organs. Eat lots of raw fruit and vegetables, especially dark green leafy vegetables and bright colored ones. So I'm glad the author has differentiated between carbohydrates here and telling you to eat fruit. So other important nutrients. 40-50% of our diet should consist of raw fruits and vegetables. Try to include a couple raw servings of fruits and vegetables every day. These really help your digestion because they contain living enzymes, vitamin C, natural antibiotic resistant, and anti-cancer phytonutrients. Raw juicing is another way to gain the benefits of these foods. Eating naturally fermented foods like sauerkraut, cultured vegetables, apple cider vinegar, and foods rich in probiotics also helps. Other important nutrients: vitamin K, found in green leafy vegetables and sprouts. Arginine, this helps the liver to detoxify ammonia. Antioxidants found in fresh raw juices such as carrot, celery, beet, dandelion, apple, pear, green jinx from chlorella, spirulina, and fresh fruits, particularly citrus and kiwi. Selenium. Methionine is essential for detoxification. It's found in legumes, eggs, fish, garlic, onions, seeds, and of course grass-fed meat. Essential fatty acids. They're talking about fish like sardines, calamari, blue mussels, herring, fresh avocado, fresh nuts, seeds, beans, peas, lentils, whole grains, green vegetables such as spinach, green peas, green beans, eggplant, cold pressed, fresh vegetables, seed oils, black currant seed oil. Essential fatty acids required for healthy membranes in every cell in the body, and plentiful amounts to require healthy liver function. Natural sulfur compounds found in eggs, preferably free range, garlic, onions, leeks, shallots, cruciferous vegetables such as broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. And last, number 4, the fourth step is to rebuild your liver's health by using supportive herbs and nutrients. A few that help support the liver are the B complex, C, E, and natural beta carotene. Herbs like milk thistle, turmeric, dandelion, globe artichoke also help. There are a number of important specific amino acids to help the liver too. So that's it. Liver health. 10 signals that your liver needs detox, and 4 steps on how to help your liver along. And that's your liver health. You know what you do. Like, share, leave comments. Thanks for watching.